do a few things to make sure this is going all right. Hold on. I'm using my phone, so I'm not really sure. Oh, you don't want to see all that. Uh, I'm streaming from my kids' room because James was upstairs working, but give me a second. There we go. All right, we're up, running. Okay, so I just wanted to talk, like, just really quick, and actually really quick this time, about this, like, trickle down bullshit that's been going on. I talked about it as in the human centipede of reporting, which, now it's more like human centipede meets Groundhog Day because it's the same shit every single day. And yeah, it's a little depressing to see that day in, day out. It's constantly, what is Jimmy Dore doing? What is TYT doing? What is, let's, anybody that puts destroys in their title, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, this person wrecks this person's argument. It's just like, oh my God, we just keep reacting. And it's a popular thing on YouTube. I'm not gonna, it is what it is, right? People like seeing people react to things. But yeah, it's getting a little old. It's getting a little old with this, and it's not very productive. I don't think just reacting to mainstream media because now you have this is where the human centipede part comes in because you've got Rachel Maddow. She'll come up there and say some, you know, stupid shit. Or Tucker Carlson, and then the popular YouTubers will cover it. Then the next popular, the next tier of popular YouTubers will cover it, and it's just like it just trickles, keeps trickling down, to where it just why, that's not what I didn't get. I didn't get into this to wreck people. I didn't get into this to destroy or, you know, I, that's what Franco summed it up so perfectly. He's so good at that. Frank analysis. He's like, that's not why he started this either. Is to bring people together to be a positive place, and that's what I try to do for the most part. But it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations where if you don't say anything, you don't call out these people, well, you're complicit with what they do. And then if you do call them out, well, now you're being divisive. So it's just like you're kind of in a no-win situation. So I just kind of look at it as, hey, is this person actually doing real harm, or are there 12 people watching them? Or are they are they really by me saying nothing, are are they going to want to do a bunch of harm? Which I think that's the best way to handle it going forward because I can't. There's only so much I can say. I mean, and if that's the case, then I'm just going to have to dedicate my channel to just calling stupid people out because, hey, stupid happens at a mile a minute on here. I mean, there's no shortage of people out there saying some dumb, heinous shit. But that's not why I just want to provide information to the people that are looking for it. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Let's see what we got. We got Shadow Band. Oh, good to see you. Brian, server monitor. Austin Zappis. Hey, Austin. Oh my God. And Dan. Oh, Junk Mansion. He makes me sad. I kind of click on the video that says, "What is TV thinking?" I don't know. Usually it's a lot of weird stuff. A lot of unicorns and rainbows and dismantling the establishment. Then the other side of the spectrum. That's usually my thought process. Yeah, the telenovela news cycle. Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I mean, if you want a soap opera, then, I mean, watch the CW or something. I don't know, but I just, at the same time, it's just like there is some value to calling people out sometimes, especially when they're putting out a harmful message. But, that's another point that Franco brought up that I have to really agree with is the fact that, hey, trust your audience, you know, trust your audience. And it's not that, like, I trust people that watch me for sure because I learn a lot from you guys. But it's just like, yeah, sometimes it's hard to do that, especially like with other people's audience because I don't know them yet. It's just like, hey, what are you doing? What are you telling these people? I don't, you know, um, like I know like y'all watching would be like, oh, whatever. Oh, the Great Reset. That's a conspiracy smoothie. Okay, and y'all would laugh that shit off and be like, let me tell you how it's not, right? But there's a lot of people that would hear that and say, oh, okay, is that because I haven't had a chance to look into that if that's what you say because I watch you for news, right? So it gets complicated. But I always want to make sure that whatever I'm talking about, it's productive, that it's important and necessary and needs to be heard, right? I'm not going to be a voice in the cacophony of, things that have already been said. If somebody else is already saying it, I'll point you in their direction, right? Um, but if nobody's saying it, hey, I'm gonna say what needs to be said. Oh, are conspiracy smoothies? Are those vegan smoothies? Hmm. I wonder what is with these people in smoothies. We are in the Great Reset for real. Mm-hmm. Yep. Politics is a dead end. Gotta agree with that for sure. Uh, that's what it says. It's fantasy football for nerds. You got your team sports that a bunch of rich, mostly white guys have picked. Who's going to be on what team and who you get to root for, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and not every state gets to participate in it either, right? Yeah, Graham's the smoothie guy. Yeah, they just I don't know something about Californians and smoothies. Maybe I don't know. Smoothies are good though. We had a guy here, Randy Moss. He played football, and he opened up a smoothie shop. It went out of business, but it was pretty good. Expensive, but good. Fun West Virginia fact here. Oh, I'm going to switch to live chat. Let me see. Uh, I substitute a meal with a smoothie if I can. Oh, gosh, that sounds good. Yeah. Oh, I used to love smoothies, but they're like $5 or $6. And yeah, fruit. It's kind of hard to come by like really good fruit here because like fruit and seafood. Because by the time it ships out to here, it's kind of either pumped up with preservatives or just nasty. Tom McDonald, I went on the binge doing those too. I started going down that rabbit hole. I was like, huh, he's making some points here. Tom McDonald, yeah. I don't know. I was on somebody's subreddit and I was like, oh, what is this? What is this, dude? Like, of course, I fell into the trap. I saw him. I was like, this white dude with face tattoos and dreadlocks. Oh, Jesus Lord. So I clicked on it and I was like, he's actually making some good points here and there. Some of the stuff he said, I was like, I don't know if I'm just not understanding him, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, I like the message he's promoting for sure. Of, they want you to fall down this, team sports, this side versus that side type mentality, and you know, I try to fight against that. Ooh, cost. Oh, that sounds good. I like anything with peanut butter in it. Yeah, yeah. Totally independent. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's about the only way you're going to make honest music anymore is be independent. Because if you're under a record label and if you're rap, it's drugs and gangs, and if you're country, then it's dirt roads and um, you know, cold beers, trucks, that kind of thing. I mean, it's all very sterile. They have sterilized music to the point where You ain't gonna get anything real from it. It doesn't matter what genre it is, you know, because that's, I mean, that's the thing is like back in the day they used to put out music that was scary to the people in power, like that was it's part of the whole, takeover of culture. They want to force people into, what they think by promoting certain types of music. But um yeah, I just wanted to keep it relative to that, which was I'm going off on tangents now. Lost Dog Street Band. Oh, bluegrass, huh? I haven't watched the Snowflake one yet. I have to check that out. But yeah, as far as the independent news, and this is, and not just, and I'm not talking about just covering the gossip. I'm gonna finish this thought before I lose it. Um, it's not just about covering the gossipy stuff when it comes to like when I'm talking about this trickle down bullshit stuff. It goes deeper than that. Like it's just reacting to what mainstream media tells you about. And this is a common thing that you see. I mean, this is what happens with Kyle Kalinske, Jimmy Dore, just on both sides. It's just like, it's just reacting to the news and only reporting on the news and getting your talking points based on reacting to what is happening in the mainstream media news, even if you're taking an opposite take on it. To talk about some of these um, laws that they're trying to pass. They're not going to talk about, YouTubers that react to her aren't going to talk about Klaus Schwab. They're not going to talk about the Great Reset because Rachel Maddow isn't talking about it, and Tucker Carlson's not talking about it. They're not going to talk about the security state and how they're pushing and putting forth all this stuff about, surveillance on such an invasive scale that they might as well, like, just have x-rays, and which I'm pretty, it's probably part of the bill. X-rays are, having x-rays taken at every single building or something. But I mean, there's temperature scans, facial scans. I mean, every kind of scan they can get by with, and surveillance. So I mean, but you know, mainstream media is not talking about it. So guess what? Nobody on YouTube's going to talk about it, right? Except for some of the few people. Except for some of the people that I like to watch, which, where I met all y'all from, basically. Slow News Day. I know Roar does it. Um, Franco, pretty much everybody in the MCSC network. But yeah, it's just frustrating. And then, another thing is like, we had this live stream from D Live last week because Monotalk's channel, it was taken down for a video that he had already deleted. Right, he had already deleted the video, and then after the fact, they came in and said, "Oh, uh, there's a strike for a video that you don't even have on your channel anymore." So we're over there talking about censorship on D Live, right? Meanwhile, meanwhile, fucking, we're talking about Jimmy Dore, right? Of course, and how he's saying he's the only one, he's the only guy, he's the only guy doing it. He called Dr. Fauci a liar over a year ago, and he hasn't done so since. But you know what? He did it once. He did it one time, guys, and he's the only guy. And I'm talking, and it pissed me off. It did. Like I said, I don't usually talk about this stuff, but it pissed me off because I know people that have lost channels. I know people that have been deplatformed, demonetized, kicked off of Patreon. They can't make a living anymore. There are people that are getting locked up. Commander X right now. They just kidnapped him and took him off. Just like Julian. So people are out there paying a real price, and then and I called this, and I wish I could remember which live stream it was in because I'd love to find this and point it out. The fact that I called this a long time ago, I said, what's going to happen is you got people like the Convo Couch, and Franco Analysis. I think they were like the first wave that I really remember getting hit. I said they're going to pay the price once all these independent YouTubers have been kicked off and deplatformed and demonetized. Jimmy Dore and the people like him are going to swoop in and say, "Hey, we're the ones that have been reporting on this the whole time. We're the only ones." and they're going to take credit for the stuff that they paid a price to report. And what happened? Exactly that. Exactly that. So that's what pisses me off about. I mean, I haven't watched any of his videos. I haven't done any of that. I just overheard something that James was watching. So, and I heard that. I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "But I called it. I called that shit." And once all the competition got kicked off and they paid the price, now you got the other people. Just like you got Jon Stewart coming out. Jon Stewart coming out on Colbert. And I know a lot of people are excited that he came out there and he said this stuff, but let me tell you that none of this happens. None of it happens. Uh, you're not allowed on TV unless they know exactly what you're going to say, especially those late night shows. There's no way in hell they would have let him on there if they didn't know exactly what he was going to say. So there you go. He goes on there and he starts saying stuff that people I know were saying over a year ago. People like Monotalk and Slow News Day and Franco. All these people, Convo Couch. They were all saying that shit a year now because it fits some kind of narrative. They trot out good old boy Jon Stewart. Because he still has some credibility left with people. That are left leaning. And so, because he doesn't come out very often, he's like that heavy hitter that they don't like to use very much. So he still maintains some level of credibility. So they bring him out there to say all the talking points that all the people I watch got censored for, and silenced for, and lost their living over, right? But now Jon Stewart gets to come out and say it and make jokes about it uh, to Stephen Colbert, where the fucking audience cackles like a bunch of fucking hyenas. When the day before he said that, they would have been laughing at a joke made about conspiracy theorists saying that this came from Wuhan. They would have. They would have, and probably later that day they were laughing at jokes made about people like that. Just the vapidness, man. It just blows my mind. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I mean I don't want to give Jon Stewart too much credit. He still walks that line, but he still walks a line to be able to go on TV every once in a while. And if you're rubbing elbows with Stephen Colbert, you ain't a radical. I tell you what, Stephen Colbert wouldn't be friends with somebody like us, right? So be very careful when it comes to people like that. They wouldn't let him on TV. Stephen Colbert wouldn't be his friend. I'm not saying not to diminish anything that he did, like, as far as like, like for the 9/11 people. But be very careful. That's why they use him sometimes, is because he has that reputation still. So that's all I'm saying. But that's why I wanted to point that out because, it's, he's a tricky one. He kind of reminds me of like a Tulsi Gabbard, like he shows up every once in a while and does something or says something and then kind of like, hey, where you at? Hey, buddy, come back. We got stuff we need to do. Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to diminish that, but it's also kind of like the same thing that what's his name, Status Quo, Jordan Sheraton. He does the same thing. He did reporting on Standing Rock. Great. He did the reporting on Flint. Great. But you can't just coast on that one good thing you did and let that be your reputation that holds you up when everything you've done since then is like trash, right? Like, you can't just rely on that the rest of your life. Like, at some point, like, we're going to have to say, hey, you're doing some bad stuff here. But as far as I know, Jon Stewart, he did that. He hasn't necessarily done anything bad or nefarious that I've seen, but he does help things smooth things over for those in power. So, um, let me see. Oh, I know. Jay has been telling me, he's like, you gotta go live. You haven't done any videos. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah, that was very, yeah, yeah. See, here he is right now. I don't know if we're doing Are we doing a live stream on your channel or mine? Because I'd like to do one on my channel, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care because we're trying to get, yet again, trying to get a new channel up and running because he's been censored and taken down. So we got to get another channel up and running. Even though, I mean, Jimmy Dore's the only guy, but we gotta fight the censorship here. We're the ones losing well, I'm not the one, but James is the one losing channels left and right faster than he can make them. But Jimmy Dore's the only guy. Oh my God, it's just crazy. It's a cartoon. Let's see, what do you say? Oh, he doesn't say anything. Exactly, man. Like that's one thing. It's like, talk your shit. If anybody wants to talk shit about me, go ahead. Feel free. Talk your shit. Oh no, did you just talk about one of my fans? Like, did you just talk shit? Like, are you taking credit for their work? Okay. Let me go in. So yeah, yeah. I see. I'm good at ignoring that shit, but I don't put up with it. I don't let people know. That's why I was like, Jimmy Dore just said the dumbest shit that needs to be addressed. I'll ignore all the other dumb shit he says, but that one had to be taken care of. I had to say my piece on it, and I'm like, we're sitting there on D Live because we got put in free speech jail on YouTube, but he's the only guy. Yeah, I'm gonna. I like Franco's model for doing things, so that's the model that I'm gonna go with as well. Try to keep it positive, keep it solutions based. You know, at the end of the day, I can't control what other people do, right? Nor do I want to. So if Jimmy Dore wants to report the way he's reporting, or any of the other people that we've been having issues with, they're going to do what they want to do. But you know what? I personally believe in leading by example. So I'm just going to work on myself, uh, helping my friends and colleagues, and promoting their work, promoting the work of the people that I think are doing an excellent job of covering things right now. And that's all I can do. So, and if it's particularly nefarious, or harmful reporting that somebody else is doing, then yeah, I'll cover it. But for the most part, it's just going to be solutions based, and you know helping other people out. So that's where I'm at. Um, where are we at? We got Schultze, man. I see you. Gillian Bolin. AG just changed the definition. Oh no. They did. See, this is what I'm talking about. I learn stuff from my chat all the time. I did not know that is not good. That can't be good. Oh, propaganda. Y'all gotta check him out if you haven't already. He does gaming and politics and all kinds of stuff. Oh, Cheryl's here too. Hey. Status Quo needs your help, because have I told you Status Quo needs your help? Yeah, that's about it. Hey, did I mention? We need your help. Oh God, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, they are. They're snuffing out all dissent. But guess what? I got all day, buddy. I can make as many YouTube channels as I need, or whatever it is. I'll keep coming back because I'll be that pain in the ass. I love to be the pain in the ass to the people in power. I want to be the thorn in the side. I want to be the person kicking and dragging my feet, and you can do what you want, but I am not going to go along easily. I want to make things very, very uncomfortable for them. I relish in it. Yeah. So we're trying a new tactic when it comes to his channels, to see if we can kind of fly under the radar a little bit. But we'll see if it works. Um, James, are we going on your new channel, or are you saving that for your interview? I don't know if he already answered. Oh, Jimmy Dore did a phone call with Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, I swear to God. He drives me crazy. I've been trying to get him out of office for years, but I guess it wouldn't even matter at this point since I kind of realized I kind of like got distracted from my Joe Manchin stuff when I was like, hey, even if I did succeed in getting Joe Manchin out, they'll put another Joe Manchin in. So I started going after the system that put Joe Manchin into office in the first place. Who hired you? Okay, now that's the person. You guys, now you just made it on my shit list. Yeah, stop asking me to like your show. That's one thing before I ever made a single video. I said, I swear to God, I will never ask anybody to do that. I will never be one of those, like, smash that like button, bro. Like, just, hey, are you here? That's cool. That's enough for me. I'm happy with that. Are we learning stuff? Good. Are we having a good time? Good. That's all that matters. All the other stuff's just like, ah. Well, I don't know if he's answered on here. I guess he's, I don't know. You're gonna go, you're coming on mine? Good. Good. Oh, Shanda's here. Holy shit. Oh, Shanda, I miss you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, James, you need a game with propaganda sometimes. He's like, he just games and talks shit about politics. And I'm like, I want to do that so bad, but I gotta get a gaming PC. But, alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one before I get too sidetracked. Alice is here! Oh my god. This is what happens every time I start talking about something and I'm like, then I get into the chat and I get all sidetracked. So I'm going to go off here and set up my computer because my arm's getting tired from holding my camera up. Um, so I'm going to end this one and then we'll come back uh, here in a few minutes once I get my computer and stuff set up because this phone thing is not going to work. Plus, you probably feel like you're it's all bouncing all over the place. So, all right, we'll come back in a few minutes, and I will bring my lovely and wonderful colleague and husband, James with Monotalk or whatever new channel name is now that he has to go by. So, all right, see you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Bye.